Hello, Future Bestsellers. Welcome to our writing sprints today. I am super excited to get started. I've had a busy week, but it hasn't been as productive as I would like. I had a very productive Monday, and then yesterday was not so much. And then so today I'm hoping to reclaim that productivity. How are you doing, Robert Jones?
I had a pretty busy week too, but last Sunday I had a full day to work on this story I'm working on, the same little horror novella, and I got a good chunk of it done. So I'm into the last quarter as we move forward. So
Yay, look at you. Well, I will say I got a message from Erin Condren that their planners are on sale this week for like 35% off. So, I'll be making my final selections this week because you know how I feel about planners. So I had the loveliest thing. So my birthday was November 9th on it was on a Sunday, I think, Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember. And my aunt sent me a lovely little horoscope about like specifically for my birthday for the year. And it said, "Welcome to your year of the sparkling comeback." And I was like, I think this is what I'm going to put on all of my planners this year is the year of the sparkling comeback because
yeah,
I like,
definitely.
yes, I like that. I like that a lot. So all right, let's say, well, first let's do our introductions. Sorry, I'm a little like blah today. Just today though, that's never happened before on this live stream. So let's go ahead and do our intros. Robert Jones, tell us a little about your awesome self and your awesome channel.
My channel is The Story Detective, where I take various forms of storytelling and put them under a Sherlockian microscope and separate the facts from the fiction to bring you the results and make your writing journey easier.
Very nice.
Okay.
I am. Thank you so much for being here. As always, Michelle is still working with her international client, but we will hopefully see her back soon. And hi, I'm Lisa Daly, and on my channel we talk about how to write a book you're super proud of and get it published. Let's say hi to our friends in the chat. First, Robert Jones was first this week. I rolled into the chat 5 minutes before the stream started and then left him alone on the screen while I went to go get socks because it's a little chilly in my office this morning. But here we are. We made it. Mary's here. Hello. We are super excited to see you today. Avi's here. Happy Wednesday to you. Ray is here. Oh my gosh. Peeps. There should be Turkey Day marshmallow peeps. Oh my gosh. Little turkeys, right? Wouldn't that be great? They've expanded into other holidays. It's possible those things exist. Yeah. Plus, you could kind of see them doing like little marshmallow turkeys that people could put on the like. You would imagine the sugar would be kind of brown or orange or brown and orange, and that people might put those on their sweet potato pies because they'd have that nice sugar on top plus the marshmallow. Just a thought. If now everybody's like running out to Target to get turkey peeps. I don't know if that's really true, but it's birds, right? I feel like this should be a thing. Good morning, Daisy. Thank you for putting up with our nonsense. Danielle is here. Super glad to see you. Devin's here. Hello, Devin. Super happy to see you today. Tina's here. Hello, Tina. Super glad. Oh, thank you. Right. Year of the sparkling comeback. I was like, oh, this is the thing I didn't know I needed. The sparkle, not just to come back, a sparkling comeback. I'm like, that is totally me. Hello, Grindhouse Gospel. For those of you who don't know, this is Mike's second YouTube channel in which after, I don't remember how long I've been at this. I think I've had this channel for 5 or 6 years, and the horror geek just blew past me in like 7 weeks or something. He's like, yeah. Anyway, if you need to know how to grow a YouTube channel, you should be looking at him, not me.
We are not.
Exactly. I think part of his secret is that he posts new videos every week. I'll tell you that. But yeah. Right? Pumpkin peeps. Yes. He says, "Oh, I'm on the wrong show channel." That's all right. Either one. They're both good. Thank you, Tina. I so appreciate that. Avi has been sick since Saturday, but I've been keeping up with my word count and I'm off for remote work from tomorrow. I'll be in a pool house in Tobago until Monday. can I please come with you? That is awesome. And I am super, super jealous. But I think that the rest of us can experience a little of what Avi's awesome weekend is going to be like when we do our very first 5-minute warm-up sprint with our favorite beach timer. All right. Are we ready for a 5-minute warm-up? Let's get our documents open. Me too. Get our drinks. I have mine. I'm drinking this.
I have my vat of coffee.
Yeah. I have my Coke. I'm doing better. I'm weaning myself down. I'm down to like 1 a day. So that's good. If I can get down before the holidays, I'll be good because that's always a hard time for me. But I'm drinking this body armor, which is coconut water. And I feel energized. So there you go. All right. So, oh, sorry, Robert, what were you going to say?
I said, nice.
Well, yeah, perfect. It's better for you than Coke. So I'll say that. I eventually need to switch over to water, but the coconut water is kind of helping me out right now. So, all right, everybody, let's go ahead and do our very first 5-minute warm-up sprint. We're going to get our documents open, maybe write a little bit, get your drink, get your socks if your feet are cold. And we will see you back for more chit chat in 5 minutes. Here we go. Starting in 3, All right, we are back. Let me get rid of this banner if I can find it, which of course I can't. Let's try this. All right, there we go. So, how's everybody do in that very first warm up sprint? Let us know in the chat. The banner really has disappeared. Okay. How'd you do, Robert?
I didn't do bad. I'm just getting my bearings where I left off a little bit.
That's the thing with the 5-minute warm up sprint. We need a little warm up before we just dive right in. Look who's here. Free range female. Good morning. Took a walk, heated up some apple cider, and bam, it was 10:09. That happens to me every day of my life. I wake up at like 6:30 and I kind of lounge around in bed for a while, and then I look up and it's like, oh, it's 10 o'clock. Oh, bad. All right, 6 words. Yay! You probably wrote more than I did. I was like wrapping up the news and doing some other stuff, opening up another time or so. Nice work. I think that our word count queen today may be free range female with 6 words. Nice work. We're very proud of you. Very good job. So, all right. Awesome. We have a lot. There's a lot going on, and I'm excited to talk about that later. But before we go into all that stuff, you guys, what are you all working on today? Robert, you're continuing on the
I'm continuing my horror novella. I'm pushing into the 4th quarter, and hopefully I'll get a good chunk of that done today. It's not a long story. It's just in need of a little fine tuning.
Well, I totally appreciate that. I am working on my nonfiction book project today, so that's I'm excited about that because I have kind of neglected it this week. Let's see. Tina really read one scene for my Christmas book. I get this. Ray, 129 words for a poem. Nice work. Very, very nice. Poem/prose. Gotcha. Writing. Very nice. Excellent. Good work, everybody. I'm super excited about that. Okay. Well, that's it. So let us know what you guys are working on if you haven't already, but let's go ahead and get rolling for our first 20-minute warm-up sprint. I am ready to write today. How about you guys?
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's do it. Okay, our first 20-minute writing sprint, and here we go, starting in 3, 2, 1. Just write as fast as you can. We'll see you at the break. I had a crazy timer that happened right at the same time that the thing went off, and I was like, "Wait, what had happened? Did I set that?" All right, let me get rid of that little banner there. So I am. I did pretty. I was pretty productive during that time. How about you, Robert?
Yeah, I did really well. Moving right along.
Awesome. Very, very nice. How'd everybody do in the chat? Let us know. Free range female concentrating on the debut novel for now. Yay! We're so proud of you. Devin, working on my character's background on a journal game. I never played one. This is the first. I'm excited. It's a genre I don't write as well as prompts and playing off what the other person writes. Cool. Very nice. Free range female got 236 words. Yay! I sort of skipped around at different tasks, so I do not have a word count to report. But I have the news to report. Are we ready for that? Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Can I make it happen? Yes. Sorry, I left free range females comment up there. I apologize. All right, everybody, we're here for the news today. So here's what's happening. There's some kind of awesome stuff going on. The Human Written Book Certification, which started out as a UK initiative called Books by People, is rolling out their organic literature stamp, which is a certification identifying books written by humans with limited or no AI involvement. So, like if you're using AI to check your spelling, you're okay. But if you're using AI to write your book, then you will not be eligible for the stamp. I'm going to drop the Guardian story right in the link if you guys want to read more about that. Number two
strikes me as being so interesting that we have such a thing going on and a
I
stamp
know.
created for human written books.
I know. Well, it looks like there's a lot of discussion right now in different author communities about this, and I think that we are definitely going to be seeing, a parallel program in the upcoming year with U.S. publishers as well.
Technically, is AI writing a book, though? I mean, humans write books, machines manufacture them.
I think there's some truth to that, and only a true writer would parse that language that way. Yeah, I think there's some definite truth to that. I mean, yeah, yes, and the thing is, I know people use different levels of AI help right now, and it's kind of the wild west out there. But I think it's good that at least groups of authors are getting together, or publishers are getting together, saying, "Hey, it's important that we know the difference between these books."
A tool is a tool, and that's a little bit different than completely writing with AI, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. That's the thing, and I imagine all these groups would have different, like, maybe they'll all have the same parameters, but maybe some of them will say, well, it's okay to check your spelling, but it's not okay to do this, or it's okay if it helps you outline, but it's not okay if it helps you write, or
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there'll be, we're gonna eventually have to come to some discussion about what that means. So
Yes.
yeah,
Agreed.
yeah. Next item on the list, the Booker Prize Foundation has announced a brand new prize. It is a $50,000 award aimed at fiction for middle grade readers ages 8 to 12. I'm so sad Michelle's not here today, because wouldn't we like to see her pick that up? Yes, we would.
Definitely.
So that's pretty exciting. There's a really interesting Business Insider feature about a romantasy author named Carissa Broadbent. If you are not familiar with her, I'm going to drop that link in the chat as well. One of the things that I think is really cool about Carissa is that she initially started as an indie published author. And the reason that I'm talking about this today in the roundup is that one of our friends from last week asked in the chat about whether or not self-publishing is going to preclude her from getting a traditional publishing deal. And Carissa started off self-publishing with a day job. She would wake up at 4:30 in the morning. And then now she is doing a hybrid deal with a traditional publisher for her print. And I think that there's some really great kind of lessons in in Carissa's story, that basically she's like started as an indie to make money faster because traditional publishing is a much slower moving animal, and she likes the control that you have. And she didn't really go deeply into the reasons that she had for going hybrid with her print, other than the fact that I think, just like Lucy Score with Target, that at some point the um the demand, I was going to say desire because she's a romance author, right? The demand for her print books became so significant that it was more challenging, I think, to do print on demand in that kind of situation. So
Mhm.
so there's that. And I think that's a really valid reason. But one of her things is like, build up your business, build up your fan base, keep that creative control, the competitive advantage, and the speed before, the indie publishing offers before, doing a trad deal or an indie deal. So I think I dropped that link. You did. All right. So another thing that's interesting is we're seeing a lot more parents sharing audiobooks with their kids in the car. And it's not just educational, it's also cozy fiction. So nothing too scary, but, stories and short form nonfiction. So if you have something that would maybe be appealing to families, parents and kids in the carpool line, um, this is a really good time to get into audiobooks.
Mhm.
Dun, dun.
I've
Okay.
also noticed something that adds to all this. Lately on social media, I'm seeing a ton of new editing advertisements, and they will range from $99 to $500. Now, this is giving you everything from proofreading to editing and cover art. And
What?
I suspect that this is AI and this is the next phase of it. So you're going to write a book, send it to one of these cheap companies, and I can almost guarantee they're going to use AI. And then you're going to publish your book and be like, okay, it's discovered you used AI and now you're a fraud, but you're not. But the people that you gave that job
Right.
to is a fraud, because nobody's going to edit your book for $99. I mean, that's
No.
the amount of work involved would just be impossible. So to make a profit from that, you got to be cranking it out with a machine.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the only $99 is like, that would you're I mean, could you make $1 an hour depending on how long the book? I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
exactly. And
it's
the other
that's
day I saw at least half a dozen of them in my Instagram feed, and I thought, oh my gosh, what's going on here?
well, that is probably it. That is
Hmm.
probably it. Um, oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So watch out for that. Make sure that your editor is going to be a human being. That's going to be
Yes.
kind of important. So here's an interesting little thing. I'm going to pop this Facebook group. I have mentioned this group before. It's run by one of my awesome clients. Her name is Vanessa Vale. And this is a woman who has, for years and years, earned 7 figures a year, as in over $1 million every year, writing cowboy romance, which right now is having a day, but she's been earning even when it wasn't having a day and when it was not like a super big subgenre. She earns quite a lot of money, and she is one of the smartest, most analytical people that I've ever worked with. And she has a great course which is what I worked with her on, the Thrifty Tips for Authors course. But she also has this Facebook group that's free, and she's got so much great information in there. And one of the reasons she started this whole Thrifty Tips for Authors movement is because she originally did Facebook ads, and her Facebook ad account got shut down, and she was like, I'm never going to be able to sell any books anymore. And so she sort of recreated her entire brand, and almost every book promotion effort she does is either free or low cost. She's very much about your branding. She was the reason I did my big branding overhaul a couple of years ago. But she has a brand new strategy, and I want you guys to go over and read it. Unfortunately, I could not link to the post, but I can link to the group, and you can join the group. And the post that I'm talking about is this idea of pivoting to a new writing series publishing concept. That is the topic that we're looking at. Hold on. Let me just drop that in the chat, shall we? Okay. So this is the group that you guys want to join, Thrifty Tips for Authors. And there's a ton of great content in there just over the years. But this particular post was phenomenal. And I want you guys to read it. So what she did was she did a spicy small town cowboy series. There were 9 books in the series. Each book was about 25,000 words. The series total was 225,000 words, and she released them a week apart last year between October and December 3rd. She did them through Amazon's Kindle Unlimited, but they were for sale in her direct store in advance for non-Amazon or non-Kindle Unlimited readers. They're all male female romances. They all have a happily ever after, and they all have baby cliffhangers in the books that leave open issues for the world or the series, but not the happily ever arc of the book. And all of the books were up for pre-order. And I thought that was absolutely fascinating that she put all those pre-orders up together. They're all linked within the book, which that part of it is a common strategy. But the fact that she would do a rapid release with the shorter books, she said the series needed 9 books. She wrote them in a way that the individual love stories were sort of episodic, like an episode of a TV show. And it's fascinating to see it. Like it's a different model. It incorporates some things that we already know work, but it is this rapid release a week apart, all interconnected, all pre-ordered. And she's publishing a week apart just hits on so many cylinders. And so is this something that I can pull off? I don't know. My big challenge is I don't know if I can write 25,000 word books. I think last time when I was trying to write a shorter book, I ended up writing a longer one. But this to me is right. It's all about that. She explains her planning, and I'm probably not doing this justice, but go read the post, because it's just, first of all, she's already been extremely successful in a wide variety of different ways, in particular with marketing and selling her books. And this is, I'm connected with a lot of top selling authors, and this is the first time I've seen this strategy. So go check it out, because it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it might be worth looking at a Facebook group that somebody can actually write more than 3 sentences.
Right. Oh, well, she has a fan base of authors that sell really well. And one of the things I think is so cool is that almost everything that you'll find in this group is either free or low cost. And she just is incredibly effective. And I love that she sort of created this strategy. I'm dying to see if other authors decide to put it to use. I would think about, I don't know if I could write 225 words. I go, okay, I can figure out how long it would take me to write that. I don't know if I could rapid release 9 books like that.
Yeah, that would be hard unless you had a big head start, at least for me.
Oh, I'm sure she wrote every word of it ahead of time. Like, I'm sure that, or at least half of it before she got all that stuff going. And she is a machine, if nothing else, man. She really knows what she's doing. So pretty impressive. All right, let's go to our next writing sprint. So that's it for the news today. Let's go to our next writing sprint. But I love this. I love this post. It was so fascinating. And even if it's not something that you decided you wanted to do, it's like there's some good lessons to be gleaned in that specific post.
Might give people some ideas, because with marketing, I think people need to be a little more innovative with self-publishing.
Right.
Take a chance, because if you're just putting your book out there and doing nothing, doing anything is better than nothing. So it's worth experimenting.
It totally is. And it's also like great to get kind of a behind the scenes look from somebody who's making $1 million a year in publishing. Like because she's not doing what most of the other authors are doing, which are like things like running a ton of Facebook ads. She doesn't do that. She doesn't run any Facebook ads. And so to sell this well, it's just an incredible, incredible thing. So
That's good to know.
I know, right? It gives hope to everybody, I think. If you Yeah, I love that when that happens. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our very next sprint. Dun dun dun. I feel like this went back right. All right, here we go. Let's get ready to write starting. All right, we are back. How did everybody do on that last chat? Let us know.
I
Last
did
chat.
quite well.
Yay. All right. I'm very glad to hear that. Fantastic. I also did quite well. I feel very productive right now. So, yay. All right. Our, um, our little timer was like going on without me. It just decided it was going to go to a new sprint. So, just kept happening. All right. Sorry, I've lost the comments. Okay, Radiant Life got 212 words for a new poem. Again, 3 poems total. Let me tell you something special about 212. When my kids attended this gifted school, if you ask any student in the last 40 years about 212, they will their little faces will instantly light up, because the principal who was there for I think the first like 40 years uh had had read a book about 212 degrees, that essentially at 211 degrees water is just hot, right? But at 212 degrees water boils, which creates steam, which can power a train engine and do all sorts of other, right? It completely changes it. And the concept behind 212 is that if you go that extra degree, you will succeed. And the idea is like how the difference between number 1 and number 2, or number 1 and number 7, is often like not even in a second. Like if you're talking about like a swimming race or a running race, like the difference between the people is not even often a second, but that little extra push matters. I'm sort of massacring it. However, I will say anytime I see the word 212, I'm like, or see the number 212, I'm like, oh, because we're all indoctrinated back in the day.
You know, I think
Yeah.
you have the title for your next self-help book.
What is it? If it's 212 degrees, I'm pretty sure that there already is a book about that, which is where Mr. Largo got the idea in the first place. So I can't tell you though, like, it's one of those things where everybody hears it so much that it just becomes this like massive inside joke. And this is a
Mhm.
student that, graduates 500 students a year. And so like that's a lot that's been around for 50 some years. And that's a lot of 212ers out there in the universe, increasing their output by 1 degree in order to, change stuff. So kind of awesome. All right.
Yeah.
I A, that just went too long, and B, I did not do a good job of explaining it, but these things happen. My brain wasn't all the way engaged there, but that's all right. So you guys are smart. You get it. So we've got 12:16, so we do have enough time, hopefully, for 2 more sprints if we don't keep it too crazy. I did have an interesting question from a reader. Let me go back and see if I can track that down. Anything that you wanted to talk about today while I'm rummaging around in my email?
My big conversation topic was those strange editing companies that are popping up all over, but we kind of covered that. So, in brief, anyway.
Ah. I'm sorry. Let's see what I've got here. Dun dun dun. Can I find it? No. I'm typically better about this. Where is it? Oh gosh, you guys. Okay. You know what? Here's what they were asking about Baker and Taylor. They said Baker and Taylor has closed, which is what we talked about that last week on the show. And so what's going to happen? What do I do? And I just said that you don't really have to do anything. The libraries are going to go from ordering Baker and Taylor to ordering from Ingram. And so you just need to make sure that your books are available for libraries to buy through Ingram.
Mhm.
So that was the question. But I know a lot of people are worried about it. I think more indie authors publish through Ingram Spark through through Baker and Taylor. But it's something that I think some people do. They've been around for a long time, and so it's something people are talking about and wondering, if whether or not it applies to them. So Mary says, "I get it." Thank you, Mary. Thank you for understanding my meandering explanation of why this random set. Well, it's not random, but why this particular number is meaningful to me and thousands of other people. Anyway, I never read the book, but I did hear the explanation and see the steam engine about 100,000 times. Mary says, I used to say my favorite kind of wine was liquid, but then I also realized I like bubbly wine and solidish wine. So I get a small degree, big difference. Okay. Yeah. Right. That makes a big difference. That's true. All right. Okay, guys, who's ready for the next?
Definitely ready.
All right. Fantastic. Here we go. I know I am making some real progress, so I'm feeling very productive today. Like, get me back to the writing sprints. Okay, guys. You too. And I did hear from Michelle. I just wanted you to know she is going to be back with us after Thanksgiving. Yay. Okay. I'm super excited. I missed her. All right. Here we go, everybody. Getting started in 3, 2, 1. Let's get those words count. All right, we are back. Let's get rid of that. How's everybody doing? How'd you guys do in that last sprint?
I did well. I got to write some gory stuff.
Nice. Very nice. That's the horror geek's favorite part. That's very nice. Good job. I know I love that's probably feels for you like it feels to me like when I'm writing the kissing scenes. Like, ooh, I can't wait to get to that. Have a little flirting. All right. Love, love, love that. That's fantastic. Vixen's here. Hello, Vixen of Fiction. Vixen of Fiction. I had a hard time saying that for just a second. A little late getting my writing day started. I feel that. I feel that. Don't worry. We're going to get you in on one last sprint before it's time for us to wrap all this up. So you're okay. You'll be on a good roll before we go. I have no idea what my word count is today, but I am like zooming, and I love when that happens. Sometimes you don't really know. Like I came into today kind of being a little tired, and then the second I started working, I was like that.
Sometimes that works. I mean, it was chilly and I was kind of tired this morning because the cold always has that effect, but it seems to have helped to just draw me into the writing here.
That's good. It's probably related to the thing that a lot of us have where when it's cold outside, you just want to like get under the covers with a book.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to get under the covers with a laptop.
Yeah.
Love, love, love that. Free range female got 200 words. My daughter came in with peppermint Oreos, and I did that. This is completely understandable. Free range female, we can understand this. I can relate in a million different ways. Now I'm thinking about lunch.
Yeah, me too.
That was fast, right? Okay, it's 12:41. We have enough time for one more final sprint. So let's make it happen. Here we go, everybody. Oh, wait, hold on. I accidentally did something. I got us all excited. And then, okay, there we go. Just disappeared for a second. What were you going to say, Robert?
Oh, nothing. I was just going to say I'm ready to go.
All right, that's good.
Continue.
All right, everybody. This is our last sprint. We are going to make this one count. Get your little fingers all stretched out and ready to go because this is it. The big moment. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's make it count. All right, we are back 4 sprints down. Yay! Super excited. I think I was super productive today. How about you, Robert?
Yeah, there's only, I think, a couple of scenes here to go, and I'll be done.
Yay! That's awesome. I am not as far along as I would like to be overall in the project, but I made a big dent today, so I'm super excited. Let us know in the chat how you guys did today. I know we're coming up just on the end, so so I guess we'll have to wrap things up and go because we're at the end of our little writing sprints here. But before we do, Robert, tell us a little about you and your awesome channel.
My awesome channel is The Story Detective, where I take various forms of storytelling and place them under my Sherlockian lens and separate the facts from the fiction of craft and deliver the results to you, the viewer, in hopes of making your journey easier.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, thank you as always. Michelle will be back with us after Thanksgiving. And we have not had a discussion yet about whether or not we will be here for Thanksgiving. So we'll do that. If you don't see us next week, you'll know it's because of the holiday. And if you do see us, you'll know it's because we can't stop from writing and we would miss you guys too much. It's a thing we have to weigh. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I'm Lisa Daly, and on my channel, we talk about how to write a book you're super proud of and get it published. Danielle Lynn, writing a dark seed, and it's hard to get in that mood. I feel you sometimes stop. You know what helps for me? Music. I usually have like a mood playlist where if I'm trying to get back to an emotion in a scene, that I'll play the same song over and over and over again while I'm writing it. So that I lost my headphones. Oh, look, I got Princess Leia going on over here now. So I lost my headphones. In any case, the music will help if you listen to it while you're writing the dark scene and it sort of has that same vibe. Then what happens is when you play it at the start of a new writing day, it kind of instantly brings you back into that previous emotion. So that is my little trick for that. Finished a scene in 391 words. Yay! That's awesome. Super, super proud of you. Danielle is very cheerful this morning, which normally is awesome, unless you have to write a dark scene, and then it's more of a challenge. So I still hope your day goes well and that you write your scene on another day that isn't as great. Free range female, thank you. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Very, very nice. Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Well, you guys are awesome. We are so excited to be with you here every week. And thank you very much for being here today.
Indeed. Take care, everybody.
Take
Keep
care,
those
everybody.
keyboards clacking.